Hello and welcome to the Intermittent Fasting Gems with Jen podcast. I'm your host, Jen, a middle-aged Michigan mama, wife, and teacher who in 2021 stumbled upon this crazy cool thing called intermittent fasting. And before I knew it, I'd lost 46 pounds in 4 months and gained an incredible lifestyle filled with complete food freedom. If you're hungry for unique, no-nonsense fasting tips that actually work, you're in the right place. So whether you're walking the dog, folding that last load of laundry, or cruising to your 9 to 5, let's start fasting our way to freedom together. Hey there, fasting friends, and welcome back. So glad you are here with me. Today, we are talking about a question I've get asked quite a bit, and that is, can vegetarians do intermittent fasting and still lose weight in a healthy way? And I have good news for you. The answer is definitely, absolutely, yes, yes, yes. You do not need meat on your plate to make intermittent fasting work for you. You just need a smart plan, the right plant-based foods, and of course, a little or maybe a lot of consistency. So let's start with the basics today. Intermittent fasting, it really is just an eating pattern where you cycle between times when you eat and times when you fast. That means you have a fasting window and you have an eating window. During the fasting window, you're not taking in calories, which gives your body a chance to use that stored energy, including body fat. And that's one of the reasons that so many people use intermittent fasting for fat loss, weight loss, better energy, less inflammation, and even better focus. And the great news is vegetarians can totally do this too. So I personally am not a vegetarian. However, I do try to be pretty intentional about making 1 to 2 days out of my week strictly vegetarian. So no meat on those days, strictly sticking to plant-based foods. Now, if you are a vegetarian, the biggest key is making sure your meals are satisfying enough. You do not want to break your fast with a tiny, sad little salad and then find yourself staring into the fridge an hour later, like a raccoon rummaging through the garbage at midnight. So you want meals that are filling and balanced and packed with protein and fiber and healthy fats. All good stuff and all stuff that you want if you're not a vegetarian too. That is what is going to help keep those cravings under control and help you stay energized between meals. When you do intermittent fasting as a vegetarian, you want your food to work for you and not leave you hungry and frustrated. So, what makes vegetarian intermittent fasting different? Really, it comes down to choosing the right foods. Since you're not relying on meat, you want to be extra intentional about getting enough protein from plant-based sources. Think Greek yogurt if you eat dairy, cottage cheese, eggs if you eat them, tofu, tempeh, edamame, beans, lentils, nuts, seeds, protein-rich smoothies, all that good stuff. These foods are going to help you feel full for longer and make it easier to stick to your fasting schedule without feeling deprived. One of the very best parts about intermittent fasting for vegetarians is that it can actually make healthy eating simpler. Instead of constantly eating throughout the day, you have fewer meals to plan, but those meals matter more. That means you can build a plate that is colorful, like eat the rainbow, nutrient dense, and satisfying. A good vegetarian fasting meal might include things like roasted vegetables, tofu, avocado, quinoa, beans, or a hearty soup with lentils and maybe some spinach. It does not have to be complicated. It just needs to be nourishing. Now, let's talk about 5 easy tips that can make this style of eating a whole lot easier. First, start with a gentle fasting schedule. If you're new to intermittent fasting, don't jump straight into long fasts. Start with something simple like a 12-12 or a 14-10 routine, and then let your body adjust. That way you can build the confidence you need without feeling like you've been thrown into the deep end with ankle weights on and you're drowning. So, just ease your way into it. Second, make protein the star of your meals. And I talk about this a lot. I've really been trying to focus more on this myself as I just turned 50 a few months ago. I need more protein. So especially if you're a vegetarian and you're not eating meat, really need to make protein the star of all of your meals. A lot of vegetarians accidentally undereat protein, and that can make weight loss harder because you stay hungry longer. Add plant proteins like tofu, tempeh, lentils, chickpeas. I love chickpeas on my salad. It takes that salad to a whole nother level. Things like chia seeds and hemp seeds and Greek yogurt and eggs, or a quality protein powder if you use it. Protein helps support muscle. It keeps you full. It can really make fasting feel much, much easier. Third, don't fear healthy fats. Avocado, olive oil, nuts, seeds, and nut butters can help your meals feel way more satisfying. They also help slow digestion, which can support steady energy and fewer cravings. You do not want every meal to feel light if light means that you are hungry again 30 minutes later. Fourth, plan your meals ahead of time. And this is a really big one. If you're trying to fast and you're also trying to decide what to eat while you're already hungry, that can turn into chaos really, really fast. A little meal prep goes a long way. Think veggie-packed soups, bean salads, eggs, egg muffins maybe, tofu bowls, snack boxes with yogurt, fruit, seeds, and veggies. Fifth, listen to your body. And no matter if you're a vegetarian or not, and you're doing intermittent fasting, you must listen to your body. Intermittent fasting should support your life and not stress you out. If you feel shaky, exhausted, overly irritable, or like your fasting window is too long, scale it back. The goal is healthy weight loss and better energy, not becoming a grumpy goblin. Okay, so let's move into some of the very best plant-based foods for vegetarians who do intermittent fasting. First up, tofu. Tofu is an excellent source of plant protein and soaks up flavor beautifully. I'll be honest, I have not been a big lover of tofu most of my life, but I am slowly starting to like it more and more. So I've been giving it a chance, but it is, again, it's an excellent source of plant protein. You can scramble it, bake it, stir fry it, or toss it into soups and bowls. Next is tempeh, which is also very high in protein, and it has a firmer texture that works great in savory meals. It's a great replacement for meat. Then we've got lentils, which are a vegetarian fasting favorite because they're very filling. They're affordable, and in this economy, we all need the help, all the help we can get with that. But very affordable, and they're very rich in fiber. Chickpeas, another great option, like I mentioned before. Think, oh, these are good. Roasted chickpeas, yum, yum. Love to use chickpeas to make hummus, or again, put chickpeas in your salad. Just adds so much. Edamame is also fantastic if you want a simple protein boost. I love the roasted edamame snacks. They're called the Only Bean. I will leave the link to those in the show notes because I have them as a quick snack all of the time. Again, they're roasted edamame. They come in a bunch of different flavors. The nutritional profile on these are fantastic. Got turned on to them a couple years ago. The company sent me a huge variety pack, and I have been addicted ever since. So, and for dairy eating vegetarians, Greek yogurt is very, very good. Just make sure you're not getting the flavored or sugary Greek yogurt, because that can be very tricky. Make sure you read your labels, but just some plain organic Greek yogurt you can put some berries on top. Cottage cheese is amazing and can be a really great tool for staying full and getting enough protein in your eating window. And if you do eat eggs as a vegetarian, I love putting cottage cheese in my scrambled eggs or inside of my omelet. Makes them so creamy and yummy, and it puts the protein level off the charts. Like, it's incredible, and it still tastes super, super yummy. So eggs are just quick and versatile. They're packed with protein. Chia seeds, hemp seeds, both are super easy to sprinkle into yogurt or smoothies. Oatmeal, be careful with that one, but chia seed pudding, I love making that. I have a really great recipe for that on my intermittent fasting recipe tab on my website, sowhatifwithjen.com. And of course, avocados deserve a spot on the list because they bring healthy fats, creaminess, and staying power to meals. And then we have berries. Berries are such a smart fruit choice because they're lower in sugar than many other fruits, but they still give you fiber, antioxidants, and that sweetness that we all crave. It just hits that. It kind of helps with that sweet tooth. Oh, and I do not want to forget about sweet potatoes. They definitely deserve a mention on this list for sure. The fiber, protein, and complex carbs in sweet potatoes can provide lasting fullness, which can definitely help during intermittent fasting. Sweet potatoes also have the ability to provide long-lasting energy and support immune function. So there you have it. Some really incredible foods for fasters who are also vegetarians, like lentils, quinoa, Greek yogurt, berries, avocados, leafy greens, chia seeds, nuts and nut butters, sweet potatoes, tofu, tempeh, all of those super yummy vegetarian foods. The real magic of vegetarian intermittent fasting is that it does not have to feel restrictive. In fact, it can feel really freeing. You get to eat satisfying, whole, plant-based foods that support your goals without constantly thinking about food all day long. That's one of the biggest reasons so many people stick with intermittent fasting, is because it simplifies life while helping them feel better in their bodies. And if your goal is weight loss, remember this: you do not need perfection. You need a pattern that you can repeat. A balanced vegetarian fasting routine paired with protein-rich meals, good hydration, of course, enough sleep, and realistic expectations can absolutely support healthy weight loss over time. It's really about building that sustainable rhythm that works for your body. Intermittent fasting absolutely worked for Velda, who is a very strict vegetarian. So at 71 years old, Velda joined my intermittent fasting Facebook support group a few years ago. I think it was in right around 2022 when I started my fasting Facebook group, and she lost 28 pounds with intermittent fasting. She looks incredible. She's now 75 years old, and she has maintained her weight loss as well as her intermittent fasting vegetarian lifestyle that she loves. I am going to leave the link to her success story, her intermittent fasting vegetarian success story, in the show notes for you. If you want to check it out, it's a really cool story. Love, love, love Velda. She's seriously the sweetest. So if you've been wondering whether vegetarian intermittent fasting is worth trying, I really do hope this episode gave you a big yes and a little boost of confidence. You can fast as a vegetarian. You can lose weight in a healthy way, and you can absolutely create meals that keep you full, energized, satisfied, and excited to keep going. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I just really hope that this helped you see how doable vegetarian intermittent fasting really is. And maybe you aren't a strict vegetarian. Maybe you are more like I am, and want to try eat meat for 5, 6, maybe days out of the week, and then pick 1 or 2 days to be a vegetarian. Give your system a little bit of a break. That's been a nice little change up for me that I have enjoyed, just kind of throwing those days in there. So stay consistent, keep it simple, and remember, progress beats perfection every single time. Take care, fasting friends. I cannot wait to catch up with you in the next episode. Have yourself the best day ever. Hey, thank you so much for choosing to spend part of your day listening to this episode of the Intermittent Fasting Gems with Jen podcast. If you think these tips could help a friend or a family member, please consider sharing this episode with them. And if you really enjoyed the show, taking a minute or two to leave a positive review would be so appreciated. Tune in for new 15 to 25-minute episodes released on the 10th, 20th, and 30th of each month. Episodes will feature solo shows filled with IF hacks that have worked for me, as well as episodes where I get to chat with fun folks of all ages who've experienced incredible success with intermittent fasting. If you have questions or want more unique intermittent fasting health and weight loss tips, tricks, and recipes, please visit my website and blog at sowhatifwithjen.com. Finally, we'd love to welcome you into our free intermittent fasting Facebook support group, So What If with Jen. Find all of these links in the show notes below. And as always, I hope you spend your day loving without fear and laughing until your cheeks hurt.